Welcome to This Must Be Heard, a reoccurring podcast featuring the discussions of Delaware County Community College's events, achievements, and initiatives. Today, Donald Alberson interviews Chloe Johnson about her story, how DCC helped her, and where she is now. Thank you for listening.
Hello, everyone. My name is Don Albertson. I'm the Director of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations here at the Delaware County Community College Educational Foundation. And I'm here today with Chloe Johnson. Welcome, Chloe.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Chloe Johnson. I'm a DCCC alum, and I studied business administration and graduated in 2024. So thank you for having me here.
Thanks for giving us your time. I understand you have an amazing story and had an amazing experience here at the college. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about it.
Yes, I can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. So looking back on your time here, what surprised you most about what you gained from your time at DCCC?
So when I started at DCCC, I thought that, I'd maybe just finish my degree, maybe get like a couple job opportunities, but it gave me a lot more. It reintroduced me into my passion of learning. It offered scholarships for me, and that's how I'm attending Penn, is on a scholarship that I received from DCCC, that I saw in the scholarship portal. And it just showed me that I am resilient.
That's amazing. The college really, I think, goes out of its way to make people not just feel comfortable, but to meet them where they are and find out what it is how we can help them the best. Looking back, what surprised you the most about what you gained from your DCCC experience?
So I thought that in going to DCC, I would just get my education and maybe, get a promotion. But I gained a lot more than that. I gained recognition. I gained a deeper sense of purpose. Of course, the scholarships I received, they were all really part of just coming to DCCC, and it really had an impact on my life.
So it sounds like you gained quite a bit.
Yes.
That's incredible. How has your time at DCCC helped to shape who you are?
My time at DCCC reminded me of who I am and that I am resilient and could be a great leader. I was in a really difficult position before I came to DCCC. I had just been at a job that I thought was my dream job, and then, I left, and I was at a point where I was kind of mourning who I was as somebody who had been in the culinary field for so long. And so coming into this and really just jumping in and then getting scholarships and being welcomed, it really just reignited my passion and my will to just keep on moving forward and growing.
Wow, it's amazing to hear that a decision like that can help you to gain that perspective and gain some footing.
Yes.
And confidence. How did your experience at the college really influence that personal growth and self-understanding?
So when I came to DCCC, I was like unsure of where I would fit. I was an online student, and we don't always have the same type of community that a regular student would have. You're not seeing your teachers in the hallways. It just looks different. And so, in coming here, I felt welcomed, and I felt like I could do the things that I had set my mind on.
Totally understandable. I could see how not being on campus could kind of cause you to feel a bit detached or uncertain as to how things, are going.
Mhm.
With that in mind, in what ways did DCCC help to shape or redirect your career path as you were here?
So it definitely impacted my professional life as well as my personal life. So I had started a new job around the same time that I joined DCCC. And in that short amount of time, I was able to get a promotion, and DCCC really encouraged me to even ask for that promotion. It was the things that I was learning, my business classes. It gave me a confidence in that. And then additionally, I decided to start my nonprofit, the Second Bloom Collective, and that was really seeing a need for students who are like myself, who maybe are coming back after a time away, or whatever it may look like. Their path may be strayed a bit, and just wanting to give them the resources and the scholarships to be able to continue. And so DCCC was a huge part in making those decisions.
That's great to hear. And we've talked a bit about how the college impacted you. I want to drill down a little bit more on what role the relationships that you built at DCCC, so the faculty, the staff, your peers, what role did that play in your development?
That played a big part because, as I mentioned, as an online student, you're not seeing, students in the hallways. The connections look different. You're not seeing the staff in the hallways. And so I would say that the students who are consistently engaging and you're able to build those connections with them in a virtual space, they are very encouraging, and you build those connections, and sometimes they're even outside of school. Like, a lot of online students might have work or other things going on, and that's why they're an online student. So being able to connect with people who, maybe are doing something else in work, and then um, they might be able to help you in a situation, or you might be able to help them in a situation. And additionally, the teachers, just again, the engagement of giving really good feedback and encouraging you outside of what it might be your studies, and saying, hey, like, I see this opportunity. I think that would be a really great fit for you. Or I think you should apply to this. It's like that type of feedback that is super important and can really change your time here.
Sounds more like a family than or a really tight knit community, than just that what people see as the typical, say, student teacher or student college relationship. So, how did a lot of those challenges that you faced here at DCCC help to build resilience or new perspectives for you?
So at DCCC, I was a full-time student and also working full-time, and life happens. And so I really had to focus on what it was that I wanted here. And it was very much a time of just concentrating and putting my schoolwork first, and making sure that I was taking the most out of what DCCC was offering. And so I think during that time, I had to show a lot of grit and perseverance and resilience.
The phrase life happens, I think for myself and anybody listening will resonate with them. I think we've all had those moments where when we hear that phrase, we just go, yeah, I've been there. And so, knowing that there's a resource there, there's people behind you to help move you forward. Sometimes it's just that little incentive that you need to take that step. And it's incredible to hear that, DCCC was able to do that for you.
Absolutely.
Um, with that, can you describe if or when there was a turning point for you in your time here?
I would say that a huge turning point was receiving the All Pennsylvania Academic Team scholarship. Um, Not only was I able to be on campus more and see students, it actually allowed me to go to Harrisburg, where I was able to meet with students like all over Pennsylvania. That was a really
Wow.
awesome experience. But
Nice.
um, it just showed me that all my hard work was paying off. As an online student, you're not really sure if your teachers, or if anybody's really seeing the hard work that you're putting in. And not that you're looking for like recognition, but when there's scholarships that require you to be nominated, as an online student, you kind of like take yourself out of that pool at times, because you're like, this teacher isn't seeing me in the hallway every single day, or or would they really kind of go to bat for me?
Mhm.
And so that was kind of a huge, turning point for me, and just seeing like the teachers and the staff at DCCC, like they do really care. They are paying attention. They do notice the students, whether you're an online student or you're in person, like they do care for you.
Yeah, it's even, as a staff person here, you see that people going to bat for one another every day, whether it be for students, for one another. As life happens, it seems Delaware County Community College really bands together whenever possible. So, were there any resources or opportunities at DCCC that made a meaningful difference in your journey here?
Definitely. So one resource is Phi Theta Kappa, or PTK. It allowed me to view different scholarships, which was a huge part. And that allowed me to see the scholarship, the Bread Upon the Water scholarship that I now have as I attend Penn. And even though PTK was something that was specific to here, I've also joined the PTK Middle States Regional Alumni Association, and so I'm actually on the board there as well. So I'm still able to, connect with people in the Middle States region, and we're hosting, different events and really helping the region as a whole. So not just, Delaware County having PTK. It's kind of transferred outside of that as well, that I'm still able to be involved.
It's become a lasting resource for you, it sounds like.
Yes, definitely. But also there's the transfer resource, which allows students who are looking to transfer to see how their credits would look if they transfer to any number of schools. So it allows them to compare and see like how prepared they are. That was something that I looked at a lot as I was looking to transfer. And then just the virtual events and the career readiness events and opportunities that they had were super helpful. There's one opportunity, there's one application called Handshake that we have, and it allows you to connect with different employers or have different events that you can go to that are for career readiness, or maybe building a resume, or just different things that are happening in an online space. And so that allowed me to feel very connected and feel like there was resources for me as well as an online student.
That's great to hear, that there was such a wide variety of resources available to kind of help you decide what's next as you're moving forward with your studies. So, we've looked a lot at your journey, your personal journey, and how the resources and how the college helped you to move forward with all of that. And I want to take more of a 30,000-foot view now and take a step back and ask you, how did your time at the college impact the way you view higher education overall?
So DCCC reminded me of the transformative power that community colleges have, and that access really matters. That whether you are, fresh out of high school going into college, or you're in your 40s, 50s, it the education is so important, and it allows people to have a fresh start. And I think that that's the biggest takeaway that I have, is just allowing people to have that access in whatever way is best for them is just very important.
I think that for me, it just brought two of the biggest phrases that came out of this conversation together, and that's when life happens, access matters.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Chloe, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and giving us so much great feedback and perspective on the experience here at Delaware County Community College. If you could give any advice to current students or students considering coming to Delaware County Community College, what might that be?
My advice would be to have a strong belief in yourself and in your abilities. Don't doubt that you aren't capable of the things that you set your mind to. Apply to the scholarships, apply to the opportunities. Don't think that, don't assume that you won't get an opportunity. just apply. And, there are going to be times where that no comes back or where, it's not right now. But all it takes is really that one opportunity of it being a yes that could completely, change your life and change the trajectory in which you're going. And so that's the biggest piece of advice I would say is just don't count yourself out, apply, believe in yourself and in your abilities.
I couldn't think of any better advice to give to anyone. That's tremendous. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's a great advice, I think, for anyone, whether you're a student, current student, or someone considering coming to the college. If anyone else is out there that would love to come out and share their stories, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, my name is Don. I'm the Director of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations here at Delaware County Community College's Educational Foundation. And as Chloe said here, when life happens, access matters, and that's what DCCC is all about.
You've been listening to This Must Be Heard, brought to you by the New Media Lab and the Office of Athletics and Campus Engagement. Today's interviewer was Donald Alberson, and the interviewee was Chloe Johnson. Our producers were Moose Silla and Donald Alberson. Our production coordinator was Shakia Hutt. Moose Silla edited our episode, and Brandon Bethea prepared our title cards. Our executive producers were Moose Silla and Shakia Hutt. Victoria Colbreth and Samuel Larson designed our cover art. Indigo Frazier composed our theme music. And I'm Max Sanzeri, your announcer for this episode. Special thanks to the Director of Athletics and Campus Engagement, Allison Gleason, and for our faculty advisor, Professor Maria Boyd. If you have an interest in participating in the New Media Lab, contact the Office of Campus Engagement or reach out to us on Instagram at DCCC_New Media Lab. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks again for listening.